Hi, I'm Jim Luff with Chosen Payments. Thank you for joining us on another edition of The Chosen Scoop. Today, joining me is JR Garza with Diamond Limousine in Boise, Idaho. Welcome to the program, JR.
Hey, thank you, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year. I trust you had a good holiday season.
I did. Yes, we did.
All right. So, obviously, in limo business, and our chosen scoop is intended to place focus on some of our merchants and give a little spotlight to you and what you do, what makes you different, and help set you apart. And we do share this on our social media channels, all of them. As you are probably well aware, Chosen Payments was recently bought by Aurora Payments. So you'll notice my nice Aurora Payment shirt today.
I see
But
that.
JR is a valued Chosen Payments client, one of our brands. And JR, obviously, you're in the limo business. How long have you been in that business?
We're in our 17th year.
And what made you decide to get into the limousine business?
It's kind of crazy. I had no idea I was going to be in the limousine business. I had no
Yeah.
idea. It wasn't even a thought I had. It wasn't even my train of thought. It wasn't even in the forefront. But
Did you just kind of fall into it?
yeah, kind of just fell into it. What happened is in 2004, my dad passed away, right? And then we hired a funeral home to, to do all the ceremony stuff. And I realized that day I didn't want to do any driving. So we hired we got their limo package, everything, just so the family wouldn't have to drive, take care of
Right.
this. And when we stepped out of the church, I stepped outside and the funeral director was there and I looked at him. I looked at the limos. I looked at him. He says, "You mad?" I go, "No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just having a bad moment." He goes, "Why is that?" Because those cars were like baby color blue and rusted out in the bottom. Right.
Ooh.
And that's the cars we were jumping into, right? So, anyways, I'm sitting in there, and on the way from the church to the cemetery, he's I can tell he's feathering the throttle to keep the car running, right? So the divider, I had it open. I asked him, hey, and his name was Quinn. I go, Quinn, are you feathering the gas pedal to keep this car running? And he turns around, all beat red, and says, "Yes, I am." So yes, I am. I go, all right, just get us there. So I said, just get us there. So on the way there, I started thinking to myself, this is probably a service I can do. You know, this is probably a
And
service I could probably get into and do a little better, a little different, right?
at that time, what were you doing? What was your current employment?
I was employed for Micron Technology. I always tell people I belong to a department called Fab 3 Dry Etch Engineering. When you're working for a corporation, they kind of own you. You know,
Right.
yeah. If you have to ask for a day off, well, let's see what the calendar looks like. Yes, no, a lot of no's. You know, I've been there. I was there 22 and a half years total, right? But at year 15, I hit a wall and I kind of wanted out. I wanted to do something different. And when this opportunity came around, the thought process started rolling. I started thinking about it. Next thing you know, I'm in limousine business, you know?
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, I happen to know you, JR, on a personal level, so I know that your lovely wife Maria is also involved in
Yes.
the business.
Yes.
So was she employed in some other business at that time and made the switch as well?
She was a dental, she worked in the dental field, dental assisting. And then, and she also dropped she was doing to help run the business. I kind of before we started, I talked to that funeral home. Exclusively, we had a contract with the funeral home here in the area. I The funeral home was in the process of being sold. The business was in the process of being sold, and then I hit up the new owner. I hit him up like I had a service already. This is what we can do for you. We can do this for you. We can do this for you. And I put a contract together, and I said I'll be back. I had a meeting with him. I said I'll be back. Let's reconvene tomorrow, and we'll go over our contract. I just had to give myself enough time to run home, pay $15 to LegalZoom.com, print out a contract, and go back see him the next day. You know, and
What
then
a fabulous entrepreneur story that
it was
is.
like, and then I came home and told Maria, hey, we got a contract. We got a contract. She looks at me, says, "We have no cars." I go, "You know that. I know that. He doesn't know that." You know, but and then
Yeah.
I gave us a buffer. I gave us about a month and a half to find cars to service that contract, and the rest is history. No looking back. And then I ran it part time. I was still at Micron, employed at Micron, and doing this part time. It was a little bit of a struggle trying to run two businesses at the same time.
So you've been in it 17 years now. What do you like best about it?
The freedom it gives me, you know, the old adage I came up where he goes, you'll work 80 hours a week, not to work 40 hours for somebody else. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoy that. You know, I do enjoy that.
Now, I would think that because you're particular business is a 24/7 business, that it might be hard for you to get away and break away from the business. Do you have a plan for that? Do you take weekends off? How do you relax when you run a 24/7 business?
Well, there's no relaxing when you run a 24 business. There really isn't. You got to find time. Like for instance, my brother and I were partners right off the get go, so he understands the business pretty good. So when I do take off and do things, I transfer the phones to him because he knows what to do. And then my lead chauffeurs, I train them. I train them to. Every now and then, if my brother can't take care of it, which is almost rarely, but that 1% that something else needs to be taken care of, I'll transfer phones to my lead chauffeurs and they take care of everything. And I do. By taking off, we do travel vacations here and there. We go to shows, events, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a matter of planning. It takes a little more planning to take off from a 24/7 business.
Yeah, I would imagine. Speaking of that, in the 24/7 business, is there, and maybe you don't have anything you don't like, but most people in their job have something they don't like about it. Is there something you don't really care for in the limo industry that is just part of the industry and you have to deal with it?
Just the always on. That's
Yeah,
the only part. That's the only part I hate about it. It's you're always on. I don't hate it, but it's the demanding part of the business that you're always on. That's if I could change that a little bit. I'm just not big enough to hire even if I had, I guess, an affiliate manager to run something like that. I'd, I'd be always on.
because you wouldn't be able to let go of the reins.
No, I'd let go of the reins, but you're constantly thinking about it, right? You're
Of
thinking about it.
course.
Yeah.
And
So
as a business owner, you have to think of all aspects of your business
exactly.
and, be a guiding force to those who work for you. So we have audience members from the Chosen Scoop that are in the jewelry business, healthcare, hotel management, hospitality, limos. I know this is going to come up. I know people want to know because I used to get asked this all the time when I was in the limo business. Have you ever driven anybody famous?
I have lots of
Who
people.
ha- who have you driven that's famous?
Um, Keith Urban's one big guy.
Yeah,
Country
yeah,
music. What was his name? Lee Bryce.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a country mark. And the sad thing is, they all blend in. After a while, I forget who I've driven. I'll see somebody. Oh yeah, I've driven them. I forget. But it's one of the, I have. It's amazing the people you're around, and it just it's mind boggling. Some of these people are.
And do you ever actually go out and drive the limos yourself, or do you just have staff for that now?
We I drive maybe 2-3 times. I should say about 5 times a month now. You know,
Yeah,
I fill in here and there. I call it cherry picking. I'll take those easy little limo, or not necessarily limos. The easy sedan transfer stuff, and
yeah.
let our chauffeurs take care of the rest. Yeah, but it's
And you mentioned sedans and being an easy work. Tell us about your fleet. What kind of vehicles do you have in your fleet?
we're 9 cars in our vehicles. We have limos. We have 3 limos, 2 sedans, 2 SUVs, mini coach, van. I think the about covers it. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not too big, but still big enough. And we do get jobs sometimes where I require 40, 50 cars at one shot. Those I'll lease out, rent out, and we'll cover them for the week or two that we need them.
And you probably don't have a lot of competition in the Boise area to be able to call upon them to help you with those jobs, right?
On those stuff, jobs like that, to be 100% honest, we take care of those. I just take care of the all in house. We do
All
it
in house.
all in house.
What in terms of your competition, what would you say are the biggest differentiators that set you apart as being a leader in your field?
Well, one of the biggest things that we're known for. As a matter of fact, about 2 hours ago, I had a conversation. One of my clients called me, right? And she just wanted to thank me how she was so grateful how honest I was with her. And it was in her mind, and she just wanted to talk to me about that, which I didn't see that phone call coming. Honesty, right? I do what I say, and just get it done. And if there's been times where I can't cover a job, and I'll tell them, it's a job I can't do, but this is what we're going to do for you. I'll make it happen for them, through another avenue, and they're real thankful for that. So that's just honesty, upfront transparency. That's how I am.
That's fantastic. So we are now at the middle of the month for the first year of the year, or the first month of the year. Where do you see Diamond being in terms of expansion or growth in 2022 and beyond?
Well, right now we're in the middle. I've been wanting to build a shop for the last two years. It's something that I've had in the back burner a little bit. This year I put it to the front burner, and it's on fire. All right, but finding the land was a problem. Finding something that I want is a problem. You know, I've been looking at just some shops that are out there, but they don't fit that need that I'm looking for. I wanted to represent, for a shop for us, for Diamond Limousine and Sedan, and also when I walk away from this business, I want to have a retirement income built in as far as it's going to be like a 60 by 140 feet long shop. So it's going to be, I want to rent it out later. So that's where, and right now we're in negotiations. We found a piece of land. We put in an offer, and hopefully we'll get to know, we'll hear something next 2-3 weeks. So,
Sounds good. Sounds very promising. Um, so you've been in the business for 17 years. Along the way, have you picked up any mentors that are in the industry that you'd like to mention that might have helped you out and given you some guidance?
no, I have. One big mentor is Charlie Grimm out of Anchorage, Alaska. I mean, it's amazing. We bounce ideas off each other. It's like I tell him, what do I have to offer you? You're a freaking, he's like a 90 car operator now. He's huge, right? I'm the 10 car, but we learn off each other. We bounce ideas off each other. It's been great.
All right. So you're in Boise, he's in Anchorage. How does that happen? How does that mentorship happen?
Phone calls.
Yeah. But
1 o'clock in the morning.
Where did you guys run into each other?
At a LCT show in Vegas one year.
Yeah. Okay. And you met and struck up a friendship, and he's been your mentor since.
Yes. I think we met in 2011, 10 or 11, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Love it.
He's like, yeah.
I'm a firm believer that everybody should have a mentor.
Yeah.
If not 5 mentors that can provide information. So that's why I wanted to ask if you had one. And obviously, you're a Chosen Payments customer. Has there ever been any, I assume that you get your money every day from us when you run your credit card transactions. Has there ever been a time that you needed our service for anything?
There has been. I've had questions or like PCI compliance, stuff like that pops up, right? And one of the things I do love about Chosen Payments is just make that phone call. I reach out to Katie. She's I reach out to Katie, and if I don't reach out to her first, I'll just call the phone and pick up the phone and call that Chosen, and somebody's always there, always answers my questions, take care of whatever needs I have, which has been pretty simple. Which is, to me, it's a big blessing because don't have to leave a phone call or a message. I should say, I don't have to leave a message. I get that answer instant. It's an instant answer for me, and I love that.
I love that too. That's what we call our white glove service. And it's always great to hear it from our clients, and to know how much they appreciate that. We know that we're the conduit between your customer and you getting paid, and we know how important that is. So, when we're managing your money and making sure that you get paid fast, it's very important to us that we do that. So, thank you so much for the kind compliments about Chosen Payments. My last question was going to be, what do you like most about being a Chosen Payments client? But I think you already answered that by saying one phone call does it all.
It does. I can't express that enough. I'll be for a while there, Katie. Best backup. Lack of a better term, Katie chased Maria and I for a while. Tried to become a Chosen, and I didn't do it. Reason being, I had a guy here locally. I'm a firm believer, shop local, right? Shop local. I'm a firm believer in that. Then this guy, the company here, just became hard to deal with. It was really hard to do, and he spent money with me. He spent money with me, and he quit spending money on me, right? And then I just, every time I needed a question, either I had it, even though I had his cell phone number, I'd call him, he wouldn't answer. I text him, he wouldn't answer. PM, and wouldn't answer. Messenger, nothing. I just got tired of that, and I just started having a lot of issues with it, And I told Maria at that time, time to talk to Katie, So it's like.
Well, we are so glad that you joined us. Folks, we've been talking with JR Garza with Diamond Limousine in Boise. So if you're headed to Boise and you need some luxury chauffeured transportation, Diamond Limousine is your connection in Boise. JR, thank you so much for being part of the Chosen Scoop today. And we look forward to a continued relationship with you through the rest of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Have a good day.